Hi there, welcome to Victim to Victor, the podcast dedicated to empowering abuse survivors and inspiring healing, hope, and positive change. I'm Anu Verma, a published author, and in every episode, I'll sit down with a guest and embark on an insightful conversation about trauma, as well as practical strategies to start the healing process. So let's get started. I hope you enjoy the show. And here is a wonderful Louis Hollis. How are you doing again?
I am wonderful being with you again.
I know. It's so nice to meet you for the third time doing an episode together. Oh my goodness, we can't get enough of each other.
That's wonderful. And that's what we need. We need more of each other.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Thank you so much again for joining me. We've got so much to cover. So today's episode is going to be about just understanding more about shame and guilt, especially in the current affairs that we've been experiencing. Like in England, for example, we had Brexit, which was where Europe kind of divided away from England. And then we had COVID for a couple of years. And now we've got the war. There's so much fear in the world. And I just want to kind of find out more about, your thoughts with what's going on really. What really is the story here?
Yes, we all want to know what is the real story.
Exactly. So we'll go into that.
And yes.
Yeah.
And it's we won't figure it out today.
Okay.
We'll figure it out 50 years from now. But that's not going to help us today.
It won't. No, absolutely.
So since shame and guilt is the going emotion that our culture uses to present the news. Okay?
Yeah.
That's an important sentence. Look at the news, wherever you're getting it. Look at it and see or feel if it's shame-based or guilt-based.
Okay.
And if it is, it's really probably not true.
Wow. Yeah.
Because truth is simple.
Yeah.
Truth is simple. That's my new radio show. It's going to be called Truth is Simple.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go into that. And also just fear. There's so much fear in the atmosphere. And I just want to try and educate, my listeners as to how to combat this fear, how we can get rid of the fear, because it's not a way to live. And so many of us are living this way currently.
Well, we are taught to live this way. And we hear it from every avenue. I'm in the United States, and I don't think the United States is any different from where you are or any other place. And okay, fear is used for a protective mechanism. Like you teach your child, don't put your finger on the gas stove, it'll burn.
Yeah.
And all you need is to burn yourself once, and you have fear of ever doing it again. Now that's normal. Yeah. And that's what God gave us.
Okay.
To be fearful of an incoming problem. But fear is not to be used on the emotional body.
No.
In fact, we probably need another word, but I don't know about inventing a word. That probably isn't going to work. No. So when you fear something intangible, like the war's coming, the virus is coming, the side effects of the vaccine, the Brexit, the government, when it's intangible, then you have to look at it differently. Fear can be used for physical, but once it's used for the emotional, then you have to look at it. Why are you so triggered by fear? And your fear is shame, guilt, energy. Now, why is fear so, they go, well, when I fear, I go,
Yeah.
And shame, guilt's like, but fear is like double whammy. Like you go into a crisis.
Yeah.
Anxiety. Now that is because we all have shame, guilt within us.
Mhm.
We got it when you were 2 years old, 3 years old, 4 years old, from your mother, your father, your grandmother, your teacher, the bus driver, the Pope. It doesn't matter. You're going to get it from
Right.
someplace, somewhere in the. It doesn't matter what country you're living in.
No.
So let's face it, we all have it, the shame,
Mhm.
guilt energy. Now,
Yeah.
my goal is to help us find it and get rid of it so we don't carry it. Now, shame, guilt is interesting because
Mm.
once it comes into us, it doesn't leave. So
Okay.
it piles on us
Mm.
more and more. You see, like a 1 year, 2 year, or 3 year old kid isn't fearful, but 5 or 6 they get fearful, then 8 or 9,
Yeah.
and it goes. And then by you get middle age, you go into middle age depression because you're so full of shame, guilt, energy. You feel
Yeah.
depressed, but it's depression is shame, guilt.
It is. Yeah.
So what we are doing unconsciously is stockpiling the shame, guilt, because nobody told us that it was bad and to get rid of it.
No, not at all. Not at all.
No, Lois wasn't around to talk to Lois, so Lois just
She wasn't. No.
Lois just accumulated it, but we
Yeah.
all do.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
So the word to use for shame that accumulates within us is called fear.
Yeah. Fear. Yeah. Hmm.
Okay, fear is shame that's locked into us.
Mm.
It's
Okay.
locked in because shame. Think of it like this: like shame, guilt, energy is like this,
Hmm.
and then another episode of shame guilt comes to you and it encases it like a cement.
Okay.
It
Right.
cements it. And then you get another fearful, war's coming. Then there's another cement thing over it.
Goodness. Okay.
So you're dealing with a block of shame guilt, not a
Wow.
fluid energy. Does that
Oh
make
my
sense?
goodness. Yeah. So it just keeps getting bigger and bigger inside of us.
Well,
Yeah.
and what's the culture doing? I mean,
Feeds
when
to
I
it.
was a kid, the only thing that they told us, you got to get under the desk when the bombs come, because Russia's
Oh,
going to bomb us, right? I mean, I'm a little
yeah.
older than you, but
Mm.
that was the biggest fear of my life as a kid, when they going to bomb us. And in my 20s and 30s, people all building fallout shelters, and we had different, what do you call it, trial runs. They would
Right.
say, okay, bomb's coming, so we all had to learn how to get under the desk
Yeah.
because a nuclear bomb was coming.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
so
Yeah.
people my age now, the fear of another nuclear war, I already have the fear of a kid,
Mm.
and then the fear of this is coming. So it's like, ah!
Yeah. Okay.
So
Okay.
when you feel fear, this is what I do. And you
Mm.
can do whatever you feel to do. I'm just telling you my way. I feel
Okay.
it's like a big red brick
Yeah. Hmm.
inside of me,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
it's heavy. Don't you feel heavy when you're in fear?
It's horrible. It is
Like you're
horrible.
burdened and you're afraid to
Yeah.
breathe. You're afraid to go outside. You're afraid to talk.
Yeah.
You're afraid your life's going to end at any minute.
Yeah. Absolutely. No control. We have no control of it.
But we
Mm.
do.
Mm.
They teach us we have no control. So stop
Okay.
watching the fear-based messages on internet or
Yeah.
TV or whatever, because it's only giving you more fear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you have to be aware of things, but you got common sense, and they're really doing that. The fear knob is way up now because they
Okay.
started it with the COVID thing, and they knew that
Yeah.
that would wear off after a while. People go, oh, my friend was
Bored.
sick with the COVID for 3 days, and now she's fine. She didn't
Yeah.
die.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that kind of is wearing a little bit. So they had to put on another one,
Yeah.
and that's nuclear war.
Okay.
Okay,
Hmm.
I want to say one thing. I don't know if you're familiar with Elon Musk.
Yeah, absolutely. Love him. Yeah.
Okay, he had 100 electrical space I don't know what to say, satellites or um, antennas or, some craft, some
Yeah.
energy thing that could affect us,
Mm.
hundreds of them. Okay. And
Okay.
I did not know that,
Okay.
but I recently read an article that all of a sudden there was an electrical space storm and they destroyed 99% of his electrical antenna
Oh,
lasers.
oh my goodness.
I
Wow.
love God.
Mm.
So when you're in fear, I don't care what religion you are,
Yeah.
but this is a big test for us. Will we go into fear or we go into God?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I would suggest when you go into fear, we're
Mm.
all in fear. It just depends on how much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Read some prayers, talk
Yeah.
to God, talk to your friends. And you can always read my readings on my website. They
Yeah.
take you out of fear.
Okay. That'll
And
be
you can
good.
read them over and over again because every time you read them, you
Yeah.
get a different message from God.
Wow. Okay. That'll be beautiful.
And it
Yeah.
makes you feel. I have many people that called me and say thank you for your readings because I was very fearful. And after I read them,
Yeah.
I felt better for a couple days. Is it
Fantastic.
going to help you
Yeah.
forever? Probably not, but at least it gets you out of the fear.
Yeah.
You got to get out of the fear because it's
You do.
destructive. Why is it destructive?
Yeah.
Fear is destructive because it's shame.
Ish. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. And I don't know if we discussed this before, but um, Stephen Hawkins
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
has the vibratory scale
Right.
that
Okay.
he put a numerical number
Mm.
onto each emotion.
Okay. Right.
700,000 is enlightenment.
Okay.
And it's, see if I have it here, joy and love and kindness, acceptance. It goes
Mm.
down from 700,000 all the way to 10.
Wow. Okay. That's a lot.
And guess
Mm.
what 10 is?
Fear.
Guilt.
Okay. Okay.
After guilt, there's nothing lower but death.
You're kidding. Wow.
So you're dealing with an energy that's incompatible with life.
Mm.
And
Okay.
that's true.
Yeah.
And what do suicides come from? I'm not good enough. They'll be
Yeah.
better without me. I did a horrible thing. I'm so guilty. I should leave the planet. That's usually what I myself have felt that. So it's
Yeah. Me
true.
too. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I felt the world would be better without me.
Mm, absolutely.
What,
Yeah.
oh my, that kind of woke me up. And I was lucky. I got out of it. But
Mm.
guilt is the lowest vibration your human body can handle.
Wow.
And shame and guilt are the same energy. Shame's of the
Okay.
unconscious, guilt's in the conscious. So
Yeah.
to stay in fear
Mm.
is the most destructive thing that you could possibly do to your human body.
Okay. Yeah. Wow. And that that there's a terminology that a lot of people use, especially before they're about to die, that they regret not traveling, or
Yeah,
regret comes in quite a lot. And I know that you have a lot to say about the term regret and what it means to us.
yes. Well, a lot of people interpret regret as guilt
Mm.
too,
Yeah.
but regret can be used while we're living, not when we're dying.
Okay. Hmm.
So that's the same thing I would
Yeah.
like to talk about. But you have to know that guilt is that serious. The fact
Mm.
that everybody has it doesn't mean that it's okay.
No. Okay.
A lot of people say, oh, everybody's got that. Well, that's not so good.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And you have to know that our cultures are devised that way because if we
Mm.
got very smart, they couldn't control us.
Yeah, it's true.
And
It's
but that's not, I don't even really want to get into that because that's a whole nother story. But
mm,
in order for you to be healthy, in order for you to be living a healthy human life, you can't be in shame, guilt, fear.
no. Hmm.
You, when you see fear, you have to say shame, guilt.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay, it's the same,
Yeah.
and it's given different names. Shame, guilt's given different names, so we don't get it.
Right. No, we don't. Yeah,
Okay,
it's true. It's true.
depression, anxiety, no confidence, low self-esteem, bullying, procrastination, emotional neglect. It's all shame, guilt
It
energy.
is. Yeah. Do you feel that, the reason for suicide is that shame and guilt as well?
Guilt is the last,
Mm.
lowest vibration that the human can exist on.
Hmm.
And when you have shame, guilt, you have a confused mind,
Okay. Mm.
right? Because shame, guilt's an energy that distorts our emotional body, like a
Okay.
computer virus distorts our computer.
Yeah. Hmm.
Our
Yeah.
computer doesn't work right when we have a virus in it.
No.
We do like want to throw it away.
True. Yeah.
But
True.
we need a virus removal program.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
We need a
Okay.
shame guilt removal program.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So think of shame guilt affecting your mind like a
Mm.
computer virus affects your computer.
Okay.
Nothing's
Yeah.
working right. So how can you make an intelligent decision when you're in shame, guilt, fear?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
So
It is
that's
true.
another aspect. Anything that you were doing, any decision that you need to make, do not make it on fear or
No.
guilt.
Okay.
Make it on research, scientific
Mm.
research.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
your research before you do anything that
Uh,
affects
And
you.
yeah, and I was going to say that leads me on to the next kind of debate question topic, and it's about the vaccine, because again, there's been so many debates about you know whether to take the vaccine or not, and I know majority of people have chosen not to because there's just not enough scientific data out. So
There isn't any
mm,
scientific data, but don't get it because you feel guilty that
mm,
you'll hurt somebody else.
yeah,
That's using the guilt card,
yeah,
using the shame card. And it's been used all through our lives.
it has,
It's very old. It's since Adam and Eve. I mean, like,
yeah,
no generation has been without it.
yeah, I agree, absolutely, yeah.
So people need to make their decision on their own research
Mm,
from different modalities,
yeah.
from different, don't go with one study, don't go with one person. And this is the time now that
Mm,
everyone needs to grow up
mm-hmm. Yeah,
and say no if they
yeah,
want to not to do something.
exactly.
They're
Yeah,
entitled to say no.
yeah,
And it's a beautiful thing that's happening around our world.
yeah,
That's happening, that people are waking up and
yeah.
saying, no, I don't want to do that because it's not in my best interest. It's in your
Mm,
best interest, but it's
absolutely.
not in the people's best interest.
No,
And
absolutely
I
not.
don't have to do that.
Good. Yeah, yeah. So true.
And we, there's many more people that say no than the
Mm,
people that say you have to do this. It's a
yeah,
pyramid. You know, there's one person up top telling 4,000 million people what to do.
yeah.
Duh, that's the reality.
That is. It is. Yeah.
And
So
God made us that way.
okay. Yeah.
God made us, no matter what religion you are, we are a very powerful specimen, so to speak.
Mm,
We are supposed to have 64 DNA strands
yeah.
as in order to be telepathic, to transport, to be telepathic, etc. We are now down to 2.
You're kidding.
No, that's how much the human mentality and abilities have dropped, because they say, oh, you can do it. You can magnetize that. You can think that this will happen. Yes, but we're not fully human at this point. We do not have all the DNA strands that are available to us. Yes, we have them, but they're not operational because shame, guilt has taken that energy away from us.
Oh my goodness. So how do we get in
In
tune with them
fact,
again?
we don't use shame and guilt in our lives. Shame, guilt
Mm,
has to go away. And then it's like you have this beautiful plant, beautiful garden, and somebody has a black curtain over it.
okay.
The more of the curtain you take off, the more you see your flowers.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You already have everybody says you have it all, and then you think, well, yeah, but how come I can't don't have it all?
Yeah.
All these wise Buddha people and everybody say you, and they're right. We
Yeah.
do, but we are covered with shame, guilt, energy. The only enemy you have is shame, guilt, energy.
Okay.
That takes
Mm,
everything away. That's why I decided to be having shame, guilt as its own study, because
okay.
everybody beats around the bush. Oh, you shouldn't
Yeah.
have anxiety. You should be more successful. You should not be bullied. You should not do that. I'm going, oh my God,
Exhausting.
there's the 1,000 books. You only need
Absolutely.
the one book that says don't do shame, guilt, energy.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. It's true.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it is. It is. And
So
I
you
know,
go ahead.
oh, yeah, I was going to say, and I know that shame and guilt, it comes up a lot now, probably thanks to you.
I hope so. I've been talking a lot.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly.
I don't have laryngitis yet, but I've been talking a lot.
It is, yeah. And I know, it comes up in so many different ways. And, we were talking earlier about, before this actual recording about like the ego and, feelings of insecurity and the fact that they're all based on shame,
That's
probably
it.
guilt as well. Yeah.
Yeah, because our ego is good.
Mm,
Like your eyes are good,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
your heart is good,
Mm-hmm.
your pancreas is good, your
Yeah.
ego's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. We're all good. That's why my film's called I'm Good.
I like
That's
it. Yeah.
just that's just the way it is. I'm good.
Yeah.
Shame, guilt around your ego makes you narcissistic and humble and superior and all
Ah,
sorts of the line. You feel,
okay.
oh, I so sorry. I'm so humble. I'm so grateful. I'm going, really? That's shame based.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yeah.
Period.
Exactly.
Oh, I
Yeah.
don't, you know,
It's just, yeah.
a thank you is nice. Or
Yeah.
like, of course you would want to take me. I mean, it's like, duh. I mean, that's
I'm the
shame.
best.
That's shame. You just have to say thank you. Not with
Yeah.
a lot of people call it attitude.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you can't see shame, guilt, see attitude.
Yeah.
People
Mm-hmm.
say, I don't want that attitude. Well, they're saying, I don't want the shame you're given,
That's true. Yeah.
because
Yeah.
don't give me that attitude.
Yeah, yeah. And it's interesting because obviously today on the day of this recording, it's actually International Women's Day, and there's so much online now about empowerment and we're the best, we run the
Well,
world.
it's true, but number one, nobody tells you how to do it.
Yeah.
And keep talking. I mean, that's good. That gets you out of the bad seat. But
Yeah.
people then get depressed because they're supposed to be empowered and they don't feel it, and
They
nobody
don't,
told them how to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
That's my gig.
It's
You know,
true. Yeah, yeah.
I tell you how to do it, because you
Mm.
just can't feel empowered.
No,
If
it's yeah.
we could, guess what? We'd all be empowered.
Exactly. And we wouldn't need to brag about it, right? As well.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, because I've always been a fan of those who don't need to brag about it and those who actually genuinely feel it. And I know that's quite difficult for majority of people because we live in a world where social media is just taken over our lives, and it's all about just putting yourself out there and not genuinely feeling whatever you put out there.
Well, it's probably better than not doing anything, but it doesn't help the other people. You just have to see it's it's the greatest time in the universe
Okay.
for you to learn about yourself.
Wow. Okay.
It's a crazy, stupid, weird, uncontrolled world. I don't know what
Wow.
else to say, but
Yeah.
wow, what a learning experience.
Yeah.
We are learning what we can do, what we can't, and what other people do. And we're learning about authority, and we're learning what authority not to listen to and what authority to listen to,
Yeah.
and what research you can do to make yourself smart. I've gotten so much smarter now because I have to research everything I do, because I don't trust this station and I'll trust these people, but I trust that person. Well, until they fall down, I trust them, So it's like I'm investigating
Yeah. Yeah.
so many
Okay.
things. Just because somebody tells me something, I'm going, okay. And I hope people investigate what I'm saying,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
because then I expect that. And I would
Absolutely.
want people to challenge things.
Yeah.
That's why I challenge people that say shame is bad and guilt is good. And I'm going, I don't, that's not right.
No.
You need guilt to be moral. I said, not my world.
Wow. I've
I'm
never.
moral because
Yeah.
that's what good things I do.
Yeah. 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 You don't need
What a
to feel
concept,
guilty.
right?
I know. I've never heard of that.
Oh, I have many times.
Oh, goodness.
We
Okay.
need guilt. We have, and there's a book, a very old book, like 1910. It was put out by um, How to Guilt Your Kids into Obedience. I'm serious. I
Wow.
know.
Oh
At
my
least they were
goodness.
honest.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, I mean, like, when we think of our own upbringing, you're right, it was based on fear,
And fear is
guilt.
guilt.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Wow,
I know, it's a wow.
it is.
Fear is out of the box here in London today on
Mm,
Women's Day. We let it out.
I love
And
that. Yeah.
shame, guilt only has one defect.
Mm,
It dissolves in detection.
okay. Right. Oh, okay.
And oh, I can't talk about my fears. Oh. And when you do, you feel so much better is because you release the shame, guilt.
Yes, yeah, yeah. It's about feeling your fear, and just there's that book, isn't there? About feeling your fear and then just going through with it.
Yeah, but when you see fear as shame, guilt, it's different. You can get rid of it. You can't get rid of something you don't understand.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
As people
Okay.
say, oh, just forget about that and go on. No, if you could forget about it and go on, you would have done it.
Exactly. And what I love about you is that, this principle that you follow, it's not only just affected your, like, mental health and other people's lives, but you've also taken your own health into your own hands, and again, not actually followed whatever the medical professionals were
Yeah,
telling you to do. And I just feel like you've lived by this principle all throughout your life.
yeah, because they said I would be dead in a couple of years. And I said,
Mm.
well, logically speaking, you were right. But
Mm.
I don't feel that. So I was able to find people that helped me and so forth and so on. I learned that shame guilt was the biggest factor
Okay.
of my problems because I didn't feel good enough to live,
Right.
because
Okay.
I was told
Wow.
I wasn't good enough through my life. And
Yeah.
then once I realized that and was able to work with the inner parts within me that felt that way,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
healed.
Okay.
And one of my friends says, Lois, you should go back to all those doctors that told you you would be dead in a couple years.
Goodness.
And I
Yeah.
said, I can't. They said, oh, why not? I said, because they're dead.
Oh my goodness. Oh God. Wow.
I
Isn't that a
outlived them.
story? You, that's hilarious.
I mean,
That is,
that wasn't the point, but it was funny.
yeah. No, but I just feel that if everybody in this world took your principles into their own lives, that, if someone kind of gets ill, or if they go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, you have high sugar or high cholesterol, and oh, here you go, here's some statins, or here's some like hormonal injections to take for the rest of your life. I just feel that if they could just reflect on that and think, okay, what else could be the root cause of this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you're not the only person in the world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then you ask God, Spirit, whoever,
Okay.
ask for guidance.
Yeah. Yeah.
God will lead you. I mean,
Okay.
and the more you use God's guidance,
Mm.
the more you get it. That's what's so cool.
We,
I
we
mean, it
we
really
forget
is.
to ask.
Before it was like, oh, well, I don't know. Now it's like, wow, I get it. I get it.
Oh, okay.
It's like muscles. The more you use your muscles, the better they become. The more
Yeah.
you use God's knowledge
Okay.
and
Mm.
trying to talk with Him. And let's say, put this way, God's on a cell phone talking to you, and you're
Yeah.
on a cell phone talking to Him. Okay. And there's this wave of energy because that's how the voice travels. And
Yeah.
shame guilt is an energy that distorts it.
Oh, okay.
So people say, I can't find God. God doesn't exist. It's the shame guilt distorting the
Okay.
energy of
Mm.
you talking to God. You know how you talk on the phone? Sometimes there's a lot of static.
Yeah.
Well, that's the practical way of looking at shame guilt energy, distorting your thoughts, your
Yeah.
emotions, and
Mm.
talking to God.
Okay.
Isn't that
Interesting.
interesting? It's a
It
great
is.
example.
That is a fantastic example. Yeah. And also I love how you said earlier that um before you go to sleep every night, you always ask God to take you to spiritual school. I
To
love
go to
that.
school.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't know what I need to learn, or I would have learned it, right? So you
Yeah.
tell me what I need to learn and
Yeah.
teach it to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honestly, I wake up in the morning, the first thought I'm going, I got to talk to George or Sally or something. I feel something I got to do that day.
Yeah.
So I don't go to sleep writing a list. I get it after I sleep, and God tells me what to do the next morning. I
Oh,
mean, He
wow.
doesn't say, hey, Lois, this is what you should, you just get that feeling.
You get a feeling. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
just get a feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I go to
Halo.
God's school at night, and everybody, I teach that to my grandsons.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah. Oh, I love
I
that.
mean,
Yeah.
you go to God's school at night,
Yeah. Yeah. You do.
and it
You do.
really does work.
It is. You're right. Yeah.
And
Maybe.
go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah. Oh,
And
no.
even if it doesn't work the next morning, 1 week later, you're in a situation, and you go, oh, I
Mhm.
think I know how to handle that. And then you go, oh, I remember I had a
Okay.
dream a couple weeks ago about that.
Ah, wow. That's your psyche.
But we all have that. It isn't
You
like I went
do.
to school for that or anything.
Mm,
I just
yeah.
went to God's school.
Mm,
You just have
yeah.
to ask,
Yeah.
or spirit school, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. I think that's quite important, especially, if somebody might struggle with bad dreams, nightmares. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Maybe they're just not in touch with God, or, you know.
well, the shame got on the line.
Mm, mm,
And that's what happens in fear. Our
okay.
logical mind gets distorted into, oh my God, what's going to happen now? Or I'm going to
Yeah.
die, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
It's true.
Elon
It's
Musk had
true.
all his satellites destroyed with a electrical space storm.
Oh
I'm
my
serious.
goodness.
I can send you the info.
Wow.
It's like, wow, 99.9% of all his satellites
Oh,
energy grid was taken out by a space storm,
that must be
aka God.
millions, millions. Like,
Isn't that amazing?
that is amazing. Yeah.
I love it.
And it's just, when you see all these like images of bombs, and then, people on Facebook saying that I'm really fearful at the moment because all it will take is that one button and then we'll all be wiped out, or, there'll be radiation in the air.
Do you know how many bombs have been put upon us in the last 50 years that never came?
Okay.
Okay. I can cite you many talks by some, Palladians and other who have dates of how they stopped bombs.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rule is, without the human, us, our light, the universe cannot exist.
Okay.
The universe needs our light to exist. We need the universe to exist for us. There is no way humanity's ever going to be destroyed. Give me a break. Because God and the universe are way too big.
Yeah.
Really? Give me a break here, lady. Okay?
Yeah. There you
The
go.
human is too valuable. You are too valuable. Okay?
Yeah.
And
we all are.
we don't need one or two humans. We need massive humans. Okay? So we ain't going to die.
No.
We're
here to stay. We're here to stay.
We're here to stay because we're God's children.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
you as a mother know what that means.
I do. Yeah. Thank you.
Your children.
I do. Yeah. So tell us what other words can we use instead of shame and guilt then?
Well, we can use the word, well, I shouldn't have really done that. So I guess you could call that regret.
Okay.
So I regret that. And I guess I'll take that person out to dinner. Or, a lot of people have deeper regrets where they lost a person in their family due to drugs or something of that nature.
Yeah.
And they take it their mission now to help other people not get into the drug habit. So regret gives us the solution.
Yeah.
We are looking for solutions. When you stay in guilt, the only thing after that is suicide. Okay, that's how bad it is.
That is bad.
And we have to know that.
Okay.
This is when you call your friend, you call a counselor, you call somebody if you can't get out of the guilt and the shame. It's really bad to be in that stage.
It is, yeah. Okay.
So we have to go up.
Yeah.
Really, regret is acceptance.
Okay.
When you think about it, I regret that. So you're saying, okay, that happened. I accept it happened. Now, what can I do about it?
Yeah.
Regret means I'm so bad, I can't do anything.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. See the difference?
Yeah.
You're too nasty. You're too insecure. You're too not good enough to do anything. Regret says, well, you fucked up, but you can do something about it. You have acceptance.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I see
so we
that.
have to change our vocabulary.
Okay.
And remorse is the same as regret. And the other thing is, I wish I coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Oh, okay.
But at least that, I know that's not the way out completely, but it's better than guilt.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
There's nothing worse than shame guilt.
Right. Okay. Powerful.
Nothing.
Yeah. That's powerful. So tell us about, what you've been doing over there.
Well, my second episode, and it's 15 minutes because of the short span of people these days.
Oh,
it's only 15 minutes, so I won't bore you. Is out now, and it's like so exciting. People are just like loving the second one even more than the first one.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And you can get that on my website or imgoodfilm.com. And it's right there. And it's really helping. And the half of the film is on fear.
Oh,
isn't that interesting?
That is, yeah.
I didn't know that. I just said I need to include fear, and I did. So half the film's on fear.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I guess I went to God school that night.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's important because everyone's living in fear. They
Here
have
right
been.
now.
Mm.
So if your listeners,
Yeah.
it's there for you, and it talks about fear in a different way, and maybe that way everybody sees it differently. So um,
Okay.
don't stay in shame, guilt.
No.
Talk to your dog, your cat, talk to your friend, talk to a
Mm.
therapist. I mean, and just don't stay there. You can regret something you did for a long time, but at least you're regretting it. You're not saying you're not good enough to fix it.
Yeah.
See,
Mm.
regret says you're good enough to fix it.
Okay. Yeah.
Guilt says you're not good enough to fix it.
Mm.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Think
Yeah.
about guilt.
Totally. Yeah. So it's better to have regret and remorse than guilt. So yeah. Okay. I like that. Powerful. Like
It is
it's
powerful.
yeah. And it's the power of feelings and emotions and thoughts. It's
Yeah,
important how we feel. And I know, a lot of people who might not be aware just yet, it's trying to just get that awareness, just tuning into
yeah,
yourself. Yeah.
yeah. Just say, well, I'm not doing too good on the guilt thing. Maybe I'll try
Mm.
remorse. And then you go, oh, I have a solution. It's open.
Yeah.
It goes
Hmm.
this way. Guilt goes that way.
Okay. Hmm.
Eh,
No good. Yeah.
no good.
So your films will obviously help my listeners to understand more about guilt and shame and to
And fear.
yeah, and will it help them to kind of overcome these emotions?
Yes, eventually,
Mm,
yes. The
okay.
main thing is to get out of the hole.
Yeah.
See, we're all stuck in the shame guilt hole,
Yeah.
all in different depths.
Okay.
Some people are way down. Some people are just like, oh.
Yeah.
So I can't let you fall down the shame guilt hole.
No.
There's no survival there. Okay.
Mm,
You just have to say, no, that doesn't, that food I don't like, I'll try potato chips instead or something, or chocolate or something. But, that's
yeah.
poison food.
Right.
And you can change your mindset.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
You can
Mm,
feel guilty or happy, but you're not going to go that high. You're
yeah.
lucky. We got to do steps.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
And if you if you are focused on the word guilt, say to yourself, but what can I do about it?
Okay. Mm, but
See,
what
guilt
can I do?
leads you into I can't do anything,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that what you feel when you feel guilty?
So true.
I'm not capable of get now.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Defeatist attitude it is. Absolutely. Yeah. It's awful. Yeah. It's awful to feel that way. Guilty. Oh, goodness.
And,
Yeah.
and we're living in the fear. It's just another word for shame and guilt. What
Yeah.
did you do wrong now that the world's got to kill you? Well, you know, God got Elon Musk. He ain't going to get you. I mean,
Yeah. What did you do so bad? Yeah, it's so true, and it's all in our mind. It is all in our mind, and we can control our mind
Yes, we
by
can.
yeah by
Yes, we
becoming
can.
aware. Yeah,
By becoming aware, by listening to music and reading some of my readings, that helps too.
yeah. Okay.
Just don't stay in the guilt hole.
No.
And if you can't
Mm,
call me, call your friend, talk to
yeah.
God, just do something.
Sharing is caring. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you, Louis. That's amazing. And again, if you want to share like where my listeners can find all your amazing films.
Yes,
Mhm.
you can go to loishollis.com, which is LOIS. You have me up there, HOLLIS.com.
Lovely. Yeah.
And you can get my films that way. And if you just want to skip over me and just do the films, you just go imgoodfilm.com. It's
Okay.
2 letters, I and M,
Yeah. Easy.
goodfilm.com.
Okay. Perfect.
And they're made for this particular mindset of 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. With the way the world's going now, absolutely. I think that's enough.
Right. You mean your film is a half an hour? Oh my God.
I don't have that time or the attention span.
Right. 15 minutes. Okay, possibly.
Yeah. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you so much again for coming on and sharing your wisdom with us all, and just hitting home on this really important topic of the fear.
Fear
The fear
is such a good, important topic right now. Thank you.
It is. No,
Thank you.
Thank you. And listeners, if you do wish to learn more about Lewis or work with her, then go ahead and catch her on her website, and I'll also be adding the link in the description box. So that's all we have time for today, my dear friends. We hope you enjoyed this show and found it to be thought-provoking. And like Lewis says, just don't, whatever's out there, make sure that you do your own research. Make sure you find out what's really going on, rather than just listening to something and believing it at face value, because a lot of the time you have to do your own work, you have to do your own research. So we hope you did find that inspiring, and if you do have any questions, get in touch. We love you, and we will see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in to today's episode of Victim to Victor. Subscribe so you don't miss out on new episodes, and be sure to follow the podcast on socials to keep updated on what's next, and share Victim to Victor with family and friends to help grow the community and spread the positive healing energy. You may also wish to join me on the path to self-discovery and sign up to my 12-week self-empowerment plan, which will be linked below.